Shalom. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Elashai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, I want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Alright, so through the Spirit, I'm just grabbing Psalms 119 and 73. And kind of hurts to talk because Yahweh, he put me in some pain yesterday. I sneezed and I bit my tongue, so maybe Yahweh's telling me, giving me a sign, and I need to be quiet or something. But humbly and honestly speaking, that's what happened. So I'm going to start at 73, and I'm just going to go with the Spirit. It says, "Thy hands have made me and fashioned me. Give me understanding that I may learn thy commandments." All right. So what the hell are these Christians talking about? That you can do whatever the hell you want. They say that JC died for their sins. When Yahushua, we know through the Spirit, he says he didn't come to destroy the law or the prophets. So the laws are the commandments. So we're supposed to, keep the commandments to the best of our ability in this captivity that we're in. 74. "They that fear thee will be glad when they see me, because I have hoped in thy word. I know, O Yahweh, that thy judgments are right, and that thou in faithfulness has afflicted me." Right, and we know through the Spirit that, hey, if we're part of the elect, if we're part of the Lord's 144,000, the prophets, that we're going to have to be afflicted in this truth, all right? Most people who are not, in the know, they think when they're not getting chastised, or I should say, they think when they're getting chastised that the Lord's cursing them. When yes, you're supposed to be. We are cursed. We gotta understand that we're gonna go through the fire. We're gonna be afflicted. It says that we get the bread of adversity and water of affliction. All right, and it says in Hebrews that he chastises his sons, Just like a real father, when you have kids, you're going to be chastising your kids. You're not going to be chastising other people's kids, right? So same thing Yahweh. He's only going to chastise his elect. He's going to put curses on a lot of people, but the ones he loves, that's who he's dealing with, and that's who he's going to scold and scourge and chastise, all right? I think it's Hebrews 4 and 12. Let's get it. Oh, that's a good one. I'm so used to pulling that one that I grabbed the wrong one. Maybe it's 6. Oh shit! I was on the road today. I'm a little tired, but I'm just gonna try and get through this quick lesson. Hebrews 12 and 6. Alright, I was off. "For whom Yahweh loveth he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, wherefore are all partakers? Then are ye bastards and not sons?" You see, so that when you're not getting chastised, when you're not getting afflicted, that's when you got to question: Am I one of the Lord's sons? Am I one of Yahweh's sons? Am I one of His prophets? Am I one of His servants? Am I one of His men? See, when we get afflicted in this knowledge and this truth, hey, you're supposed to rejoice, because you're in good company. Because who did He not chastise Yahushai? Did He not, scourge Yahushai? So we're in good company going through hell, man. Our Lord Yahweh Shai had to go through hell. All right? Psalm 119, 75. I know, O Yahweh, that thy judgments are right, and that thou in faithfulness hast afflicted me. Let, I pray thee, thy merciful kindness be for my comfort, according to thy word unto thy servant. Let thy tender mercies come unto me, that I may live, for thy law is my delight. And that's how it is for the Lord's elect. You know, the elect are going to delight in the law, right? You feel good when you keep the law, man. You know, when you first start to learn the commandments and the laws, you know, because, you know, you learn them. You got to learn what's righteous and what's wickedness. And then we start, you know, implementing them in your life. And when you keep the law, you know, like when you keep the Sabbath, you know, you don't eat no pork. You know, you might be at the job, and the job or the company, they be ordering, you know, food, and it's got swine on it, and instead of eating and breaking the Lord's law, you're that only person sitting out of the you know, the meal. And even though it's a small sacrifice in that moment, you know, you look back on your you know, obedience, and you delight in that thing. You see, you know. And then it's a testament to who we are. You know, we sit there. I mean, our brothers have been in this position where you know, people order food or they make food and they want you to eat it, but you know you can't eat it because it's unlawful. It's against the dietary laws. And as we, you know, progress in this experience and progress in this knowledge, what's actually delightful when you meditate and say, you know what, like I separated myself, you know, in that event. You know, I didn't act like a heathen, you know. So it's delightful for the elect. 78. Let the proud be ashamed, for they dealt perversely with me without a cause, but I will meditate in thy precepts. Right, and we already know in this knowledge and this truth, we do meditate in the precepts, meaning you think about the law, you consider the laws. See? Let those that fear thee turn unto me, and those that have known thy testimonies. Let my heart be sound in thy statutes, that I be not ashamed. Right, so once we're in this knowledge, this truth, you know, practice, diligence, you know, we're always refreshing ourselves, right, with this knowledge, with this truth, with our studies, you know. That's how we keep ourselves sound. That's how we keep sound doctrine. Matter of fact, it gives, the scripture speaks on, you know, he that keepeth the commandments have a good understanding of the scriptures. You know, that's why these Christians, pagan Christians, they don't understand this Bible, because they're not even keeping any of the laws. You know, they just go walk around saying, "Oh, I'm a good person. but they don't know what a good person entails. You know, they don't know what righteousness is. Let me see if I can find this. Right next to it. Psalm 111 and 10, it says, the bottom of your screen, the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. You see? So if you do the commandments, guess what? Yahweh is gonna bless you with understanding. That's why these Christians are like clueless when it comes to this knowledge. They ain't keeping the commandments, you know. They're doing everything against the scriptures. They're you know, practicing the pagan holidays, eating abominable foods. You know, they have women in the church, things committing adultery, and you know, it's just a breeding ground for adultery when you have a congregation and you have men and the women. The Bible says a woman should learn at home from her husband. See? You can't tell these pagan Christians these scriptures. And when you do, they get offended, right? Oh, my woman, she can come to church. What do you mean my woman can't go to church? Oh, man, she's supposed to learn from her husband, and there's a reason for that, you know? Everything has, when it comes to this knowledge and this truth, everything has a reason for why the Lord set things up the way He did. The Lord Yahweh. All right? Let's see where I'm at. 79. Let those that fear Thee turn unto me, and those... I'm sorry, I thought I missed one. And those that have known Thy testimonies. Let my heart be sound in the statutes, that I be not ashamed. My soul fainteth for Thy salvation, but I hope in Thy word. See that? And that's the men of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. That's our hope. That's our comforters, is the word. We keep reading. Mine eyes fail for Thy word, saying, when wilt Thou comfort me? For I am become like a bottle in the smoke, yet do I not forget Thy statutes. See that? But how are you going to forget the statutes of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai if you don't even know them? Alright? You got so many of these other Hebrew Israelite camps talking about the law this, the law that. But yet they don't even really, they really concentrate on only the laws they know. There's just so many laws that they don't even know, obviously. Because if they did, they wouldn't be out there saying, acting as if they're keeping the laws to perfection. We're in the flesh and we're in captivity. It's impossible for us to keep the laws to perfection. But does that mean we we just disregard the law? No, you always, you gotta, even in Esau's kingdom, if you're gonna be a lawyer, you gotta study law. You gotta learn the law. You gotta constantly, you have to constantly do the continuous education and this and that. Well, it's the same thing with these scriptures. We always are in this book, always studying, always keeping ourselves sharp, always reminding ourselves, the statutes, the commandments, the laws, meditating on them, right? The only difference is this law doesn't ever change. Like Esau's law, he's always revising his statutes, revising his laws, But Yahweh's not like that, Yahweh's law has been the same since day one. It never changed, right? It tells you that He doesn't change in Malachi 3:16 or 3:6 maybe. Malachi 3:6. For I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Yahweh's not like Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. His laws are constantly revised, constantly changing. That's why He's got laws for these moes out here, transgenderism, all these others. He's changing, making laws, to enable wickedness. But Yahweh's law is it never changes. It's always been the same. See? And we just read it. He changeth not. Let's get that one verse that Apostle Gabar always brings it up when it comes to old Bishop Nathaniel. He always brings this up. Yeah, that's it. It's in Proverbs 24:21. My son, fear thou Yahweh and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. See, so we're not supposed to be meddling with these Edomites. Because why? And even the wickedness of Israel, these motherfuckers be changing. The 2/3 are always changing too. They're changing up on you. You're supposed to be with someone who's with who's always consistent. You don't be wanting to be mingling with people who are, changing up and shit, or one way they're this thing and the next day they're this another thing. No, that's not righteous. All right. Go back to Psalm 119. Man, like I said, I bit my tongue yesterday. My tongue is sore as hell. Where we at? 119. Psalm 119. 84. How many are the days of thy servant? When wilt thou execute judgment on them that persecute me? Right? And this is how we be thinking, right? We're in this truth, we're in this knowledge, the servants of Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai. We go through all our vexations daily. And you be meditating, you be like, dang, how long is he gonna let Esau, rule over me? And that's the Yahushai's disciples asked that question. Ezra asked that question. Really, that's a question that we should, ponder, that we should think about. And man, how long are you going to let these heathen rule over us and devour us? Verse 85. The proud have digged pits for me, which are not after thy law. Right. Yeah, they dig pits. They're proud in their bullshit. They're changing their laws all the time, and it's doesn't match up with Yahweh's law. Like the law, they're coming up strong against what they call anti-Semitic laws. And you can't speak against those fake Jews. And this is not part of the law. Especially to protect those people. That was not down to protect Amalek, the fake Jews in Israel, or they're also in America. They're all over them. They're in Babylon too. But that's not a law of Yahweh to protect Amalekites who are calling themselves Jews. See, and now when you got the true men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai out on the street corners, these devils are trying to, change. They're trying to change. Ordinances overnight. While you're asleep, you wake up, they got a new law in place. That's how they move. That's how Esau moves. Which Yahweh, he's always had the same law. Yahweh's law has never changed. Since he breathed life into Adam, even though it wasn't written at that time, guess what? When he breathed life into Adam, as in Adam and Eve, the life was the law that he gave him. You see? Then when he put it on the stone tablets, now it was documented, right? But the law was always there, man. See? These Christians don't know this. Verse 86. All thy commandments are faithful, they persecute me wrongfully. Help thou me. And that's what it is. We need help from Yah. We need a spiritual divination power to help us, especially with the times that we're coming into. We're going to need, heavenly divination, heavenly help. Verse 87. They had almost consumed me upon the earth, but I forsook not thy precepts. Right. No matter what laws Esau pushes, especially now that we're in this knowledge and in this truth, you can't be deceived, right? The elect, it tells you in Matthew 24, the elect can't be deceived. So no matter how many times they change, just because they make it okay to be a homosexual here in Babylon, that don't mean you gotta condone it. That don't mean you gotta go support that movement. Why? Because we don't forget the precepts. Like it says, but I forsook not thy precepts. You see? You got all these people who are softened up, conditionalized. The propaganda, shapes their mindset to the point where they start supporting wickedness. You don't do that if you're in the truth. quicken me after thy loving kindness, so shall I keep the testimony of thy mouth. Right. Lamed. Forever. Or lamed. Sorry, I don't know. Forever, O Yahweh, thy word is settled in heaven. Forever, right. The word is always, it's forever. For all ages. That's what forever means, for all ages. Thy word is settled in heaven, thy faithfulness is unto all generations. Thou hast established the earth, and it abideth. Right. They continued this day according to thine ordinances, for all are thy servants. Right. The ones who are keeping these laws, the ones who meditate on the laws, the ones who try to keep the law to the best of our ability here in our captivities. Well, guess what? That's who this is for. That's who continues in these laws are his servants. If you're walking around like a pagan Christian, what do they tell you? They say, oh, you don't have to keep the law. You can eat pork. You can wear, if you're a woman, you can wear pants. You can, you don't need a beard if you're a man. Man, all these pastors, these televangelists, none of them have beards. Why? Because they don't practice the law. And mainly because the law is not given to them. Okay? The law's only been given to the Israelites. Romans 9 tells you that. Where are we at? 119 and 92. Unless thy law had been my delights, I should have been perished in mine affliction. I will never forget thy precepts, for with them thou hast quickened me. And that's what it is. When we keep the laws, guess what? Yahweh rewards us with understanding. When we're constantly going off, guess what? He's going to punish us to remind us, to correct us. But when you keep the laws, the better you do with, in the flesh, trying to keep the laws to the best of our ability, guess what? He's going to give you that understanding. Right? And then the only ones who are going to be on this level are going to be the elect, starting out with the prophets. Right? That's how we get our spirits quickened. By meditating, by keeping the law to the best of our ability. Right? I will never forget thy precepts. Oh, I'm sorry, I read that, but I want to come out again. For with them thou hast quickened me. I am thine, save me. For I have sought thy precepts. And that's who looks for the precept. Who looks for the law of Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai? It's the men of the Lord. It's his elect. Right? We've sought, meaning we've seeked out the truth, seeked out the law, through our study, through our leadership, through our elders, through the brethren. We're sharpened when it comes to the law. 95. The wicked have waited to destroy me, but I will consider thy testimonies. So guess what? How are they going to destroy a lot of our people? With that micro C hip, right? They're going to destroy a lot of Israelites with that micro C hip. But guess who they're not going to destroy? They're not going to be able to destroy the ones who are, who endure unto the last. As it is written, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. Meaning what? Enduring, because just because Esau is going to make the micro C hip a law, that don't mean we go and get down with that wickedness. And that's literally, contradictory to our law, or to the law of Yahweh, Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. To look it up because I can't. Okay. 28. It says right here in Leviticus 19:28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh. Right? So I'm going to focus on the beginning of that precept, the beginning of that law. It's no cuttings in the flesh. So what does that mean? That means you don't get no micro C here. No matter what you got to go through, you got to endure. And Yahweh's going to give you salvation if you're of the elect. But if you break, if you change up, like we read earlier, you're not supposed to be don't meddle not with them that change, that are given into change. No, you keep the law, endure all the way through the end. It don't matter if Esau says, hey, you got to take this micro C hip so you can survive in my society. Well, guess what? The men of the Lord, the elect, we're going to endure even without that micro C hip. Because why? We're not gonna forsake the law of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You have men that are gonna be talking all this noise. Oh, I would never get that device. I'm never in hell. No, they ain't gonna put no C hip in me. But then when they start, the pressure starts. The pressure cooker gets turned on full blast. Guess what? They're gonna end up breaking. They're gonna get their asses lined up in one of them chipping stations. Now, us that we believe in this knowledge, this holy scriptures, guess what? We're going to have, the Lord's going to put a spirit on us to endure, and He's going to put a spirit on us that we can overcome, right? That hour of temptation, which is that Revelation 3 and 10, because that's what that hour of temptation is dealing with. Everyone's going to be tempted to get that C hip put in their body, in their hand or their forehead, right? In their right hand or in their forehead. So guess what? The men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, what are we going to do? We're going to, in that moment, if we're going to either have, become a martyr, meaning we'll die for the truth, go get thrown into a FEMA camp, a prison, or, we're not going to take the C hip though, right? That's going to be that hour of temptation when we're in that situation where it's like, hey, Esau got us trapped in a corner. Esau, he got his military troops at your front doorstep, and they're ready to kill you or put you in a camp. And you say, you know what? Throw me in a camp. You know what? Kill me. Because I'm not taking that damn device. You see? This is why we got to build the spirit up every day. Because if you're not building up your spirit, hey, you're going to break. You're going to fold. You're going to end up taking that fucking micro C hip. And we already know that when you do that, as an Israelite, you take that micro C hip, you're done. Not basically, you are done. So we got to meditate on these laws. We're always going to remind us, always be diligent, always understanding, like, hey, I'm going to keep Yahweh's laws and F Esau's laws. Forget Esau's laws, right? That's what this is. That's what it's all about. Building ourselves in our spirit. And I'm going to read a little bit more here, and I'm going to close out. This is where I'm at. Psalm 119, 96. I have seen an end of all perfection, but thy commandment is exceeding broad. Oh, how love I thy law. It is my meditation all the day. See, and if you're in this true, if you're a true man, if you're sincere, if you're a true man of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, this is what you're going to be doing, man. You're going to be meditating on the law, even if it takes all day. Yeah, we balance things out, but a lot of times, hey, it's easy to just, you be driving. Like today, I was driving, I had to go out of town, about 2.5 hours, and it was we live over here in Colorado, in Denver. Beautiful ass drive, man, driving through the Rocky Mountains, right? Beautiful, man, today. And guess what I was doing? I was meditating on the law all day while I was driving. Meditating, picturing those mountains I was in, melting, like fervent, with the fervent heat, melting like liquid. As it is written, those mountains are going to be like liquid when that nuclear war hits. So we're constantly in our mind meditating on the law. 98. I have more understanding than all my teachers, for thy testimonies are my meditation. Right. And this goes out to in the beginning of our lives, the majority of us, or not all of us, we were brought up in unsound doctrine, non-biblical religions, if you will, right? Pagan churches. Those were our teachers, but guess what? Now we have more understanding than any of them, right? The Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is dealing with his servants, the prophets, and we're in these last days, man. So he's really, the Spirit's on his men. If you're one of the Lord's prophets, then the Spirit's on you heavy right now, because he's speeding up. He's speeding up. These prophets are going fast. All right. And if you don't know, you don't know. But if you do know, you know what's up. You know what I'm talking about. Verse 99. Verse 100. I understand more than the ancients because I keep thy precepts. And what do our elders always say? They say, hey, we understand more than Daniel did, the prophet Daniel. And why is that? Because we're living like the prophets that were, and it's all reincarnation, so it's prophets are subject to the prophets. But the thing is what do our elders always say? They say, we understand more than Daniel. Because remember, it's written that Daniel, let's get that real quick. Watch. Here it is right here. I'll give you an example. That's a beautiful verse too, what I just read. I have to remember that one for camp. It says, this is Daniel breaking down, the end, when he had the visions he had just been given. Daniel 12:7. And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was an angel, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and sware by him that liveth forever that it shall be for a times and a half, and when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. And listen to what Daniel says. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. So you see that? Daniel says, I didn't understand what I was seeing. The prophet Daniel didn't understand the visions, all of the visions that Yahweh gave him. But now it says, what does it say? It's been sealed up until the end of time. And Yahushua, he was that servant who was worthy to break those seals, as it tells you in Revelation 7, right? Or, you know what? It might be 5. Yeah, 5. I'm tripping. Right here. Okay, number 3, verse 3. Revelation 5:3. And no man in heaven nor in the earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. Talking about the Bible. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open the book and read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and loose the 7 seals thereof. Remember, he told Daniel, seal the book until the time of the end. It says in verse 6, And I beheld, lo, in the midst of the throne and the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb, as it had been slain, which is Yahushua, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. Right, and it's talking about, because our people, the Israelites, have been scattered in all the nations, and it's telling you Yahushua was worthy to open the seals. So when you open the seals, guess what? You're able to have those understanding, which Daniel didn't have the understanding. He said that with his own mouth, that he understood not. And that brings me back to the original verse that I was reading in Psalms. Because people get offended when they, like the people that don't know the scriptures, they'll get offended when they hear our elders say, oh, we know more than the prophets of old. Because why? They don't understand the scriptures. Because we just read it in Psalm, and it's because Yahushua, right? What Yahushua did, his sacrifice, that's what enabled us. He was worthy to open the seals. So if you have a book and it has a seal on it, and you're not worthy to open the seal, how are you going to read the book? How are you going to understand the book? But then when you have Yahweh Shai, the living sacrifice, the sacrificial lamb, then he opened up the book. He was the one worthy to open the seals. Once you can open the seal, now you can get the book. Now you can get the understanding. And it's all because of Yahweh Shai, right? He was worthy. If it was not for Yahweh Shai, we still would be like Daniel with no understanding, right? Psalm 119. And let's get it. Now when I read it, it's going to make more sense. 100. Psalm 119 and 100. I understood more than the ancients because I keep thy precepts. Right. So we understand when you talk about Daniel, the prophet Daniel, that's considered an ancient time. So this is what it is. We understand more than the ancients, and it's the ones who keep the precepts. Remember, we read earlier, those that keep my precepts shall have a good understanding. So who's the ones keeping the Sabbaths nowadays? Who's the one trying to keep the law to the best of our abilities? It's the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites, the men who are pushing the truth on the street corners. And we understand more than Daniel. We understand more than Isaiah. We understand more than Esdras. Remember what Esdras said? Who shall save me in those days? Why? Because Yahweh Shai hadn't came yet. But guess what? We're in the end times, so we understand. And we also understand who is going to save us. We don't ask the same question that Esdras asked. Who shall save? Who shall deliver me in those days? Because why? Because we know who's going to deliver us. Okay? All right, let me see. Verse 101. I have refrained my feet from every evil way that I might keep thy word. Yeah, because when we study this law, we learn this law, we know this law, we know the precepts, guess what? It's easier to keep yourself from the wickedness. You're able to refrain your feet. Like I was telling you earlier, when they start buying you food on lunch and shit, and they got fucking swine on the pizza, or they got like ham sandwiches or some shit, guess what? You're just going to take the L. You ain't going to eat that lunch that day. Right? That's refraining your feet from evil. Keeping the word, like it says in 101, verse 102. I have not departed from thy judgments, for thou hast taught me. How sweet are thy words unto my taste, yeah, sweeter than honey to my mouth. And you see, that's beautiful. Just like because I ain't gonna lie. Psalm 119, 100 that I just read, I understood more than the ancients. That's a Yapa verse, man. Because I'm sure I've read it, but you know what? I just got refreshed in that verse and was able to give that breakdown on, how we know more than the prophets of old. All right? So that's why it's such a sweet, like honey in our mouth. But again, remember, there's bitterness to this. You get this knowledge, you get this understanding, there's always going to be that bitterness that follows the sweetness in your mouth, right? Ezekiel and John the Revelator, they both said it, that it was sweet in their mouth and it was bitter in their stomach. And we know that. As the Lord's men, the prophets, we know what it is. Ecclesiastes 1:18. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow. So when you get more wisdom, the more wisdom you get, the more grief you're going to have. The more knowledge you're going to have, the more sorrow you're going to have. And ain't nothing wrong with that, because remember, we also started this lesson off talking about the chastisement. All right? Let's go. Psalm 119 and 102. It says, I have not departed from thy judgments, for thou hast taught me. Right, remember, our spirits have been quickened by this knowledge, by this truth. Verse 103, and I'm stopping at 104, it says, how sweet are thy words unto my taste, yes, sweeter than honey to my mouth. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. That's the spirit we're in, man. If you're in the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai, you fucking hate when the people are just committing, breaking the laws recklessly, carelessly. You have no reverence for the law, no reverence for Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai. We hate the false ways. Like we were downtown, we were doing our camp, and we were vexed seeing all the because. Right now, this wicked kingdom, they're celebrating Pride Month, right? And it was like vexation, and we hate seeing that shit. Why is that? Because we're in the same spirit as Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai. We don't like that. We don't like that. That's a false way. See? I'm going to get and close on that. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Makakadash. Double honors goes out to the other apostles of Grand Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, one acknowledge the Akyam, pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Be shalom to the elect.